We remember her standing before Frodo in Lothlórien, radiant, terrifying, ancient beyond words. Light pours from the ring upon her hand.
I do not deny that my heart has greatly desired this.
Her voice is calm, yet heavy with the weight of ages. In place of a Dark Lord, you would set up a queen. And I shall not be dark, but beautiful and terrible as the morning and the night. Then, just as suddenly, she laughs. The light fades. She is small again. A slender elf woman, clad in simple white. That moment reveals everything. Not only her power, but what truly makes Galadriel extraordinary. Because the Lady of Lothlórien was not always wise. She was not always gentle. And the strength she carried was born in an age the world had long forgotten. So the question is simple. How powerful was Galadriel, really? And perhaps more importantly, why? To understand her power, we must go back, far beyond the Shire, beyond Rivendell, to a time before the sun and moon ever rose. Galadriel was born in the years of the trees, in the undying lands of Valinor. She was the daughter of Finarfin and Erwin of the Teleri, noble among the Noldor, the greatest of the elven kindreds. But her true inheritance was not royalty, it was light. She lived beneath the glow of Telperion and Lorelin, the two trees of Valinor, when the world was closest to the Valar, and wonder had not yet begun to fade. From her earliest years, Tolkien tells us, she possessed a marvelous insight into the minds of others, not simple mind reading, something deeper, an awareness of thought, motive, and heart. She later tells Frodo, I perceive the Dark Lord and know his mind. He gropes ever to see me and my thought, but still the door is closed. Think about that. Sauron, whose greatest weapon was domination of the will, could not pierce her mind. Even Saruman the White fell beneath his shadow. Galadriel did not, and her power was not only of the spirit. Her hair was said to hold the mingled light of the two trees themselves. Fëanor, greatest of the elves, begged 3 times for a single strand. 3 times she refused. Yet to Gimli the dwarf, she gave 3 freely. Power, guided by wisdom, even then. But the Galadriel we meet in the Third Age was not the Galadriel of the beginning. Tolkien describes her youth with striking words. She was strong, valiant, and of Amazon disposition, tall and imposing, driven by dreams of lands far away, where she might rule a realm of her own. She was proud, restless, touched, like all the Noldor, by a shadow she did not yet understand. When Fëanor rebelled against the Valar and led the Noldor to Middle-earth, Galadriel followed, not for him, but for the same reason that doomed so many of her kin. She desired a realm to rule. What changed her was time and loss. In Doriath, she dwelt with Melian the Maya, a being of the same order as Gandalf and Sauron. From Melian she learned wisdom, patience, and deeper lore. She witnessed the ruin of kingdoms, the deaths of her brothers, the long defeat of the First Age. Slowly, power began to mean something different. Not dominion, but preservation. Not pride, but responsibility. By the time she came to Lothlórien, she had changed. She refused the title of queen. She chose only this, lady. Yet her power remained immense. With Ninya, the Ring of Water, she preserved Lothlórien from decay. Time itself seemed to slow. Beauty endured. The memory of Valinor lingered in Middle-earth. She created the Mirror of Galadriel, revealing visions of what was, what is, and what might yet be. But preservation was not weakness. When war returned in the War of the Ring, Lothlórien was attacked again and again. Each assault failed, and when the moment came, Galadriel did not remain behind her borders. She crossed the Anduin, came to Dol Guldur, Sauron dark fortress in Mirkwood, and there, Tolkien writes, she cast down its walls and laid bare its pits. The shadow was cleansed. The forest was healed, not alone in battle, but through power no other elf in Middle-earth could match. Tolkien compared her gifts to those of Fëanor himself, the same Fëanor who wounded Morgoth, one of the Valar, before falling to Balrogs of fire. This is the scale of the being we are speaking of, and yet none of this is her greatest power, because one moment surpasses all others. Frodo offers her the One Ring. Everything she once desired lies within her grasp. A kingdom, power beyond measure, the chance to overthrow Sauron himself. She imagines it, beautiful and terrible as the morning and the night. All shall love me in despair. For an instant, we see what she might become, a queen of overwhelming light, an absolute tyranny. Then she stops. She laughs. The vision fades. I pass the test. I will diminish and go into the west and remain Galadriel. This is her true power. Not magic, not strength, not even wisdom, but the strength to refuse absolute power when it is freely given. She began as one who desired to rule. She ended as one who chose to let power go. And in that choice, she became greater than any throne could make her, because in Tolkien's world, the greatest victory is not domination, but renunciation, not taking the ring, but laying it down. So how powerful was Galadriel? Powerful enough to resist Sauron, to preserve a realm against time, to overthrow a fortress of shadow. But greater still, powerful enough to master herself, and that is a strength that does not fade. If you'd like to explore more of Tolkien's Legendarium, subscribe for future journeys into Middle-earth. And tell me in the comments, was Galadriel the greatest of the elves, or does another deserve that title? Thank you for watching.